in LA. So I thought I'd just record a video, and that will probably give you like a much better idea of what you're gonna get to get this project done. So for me, I have a impact drill. The exact one, currently don't see it. But basically, an impact drill is probably gonna be your best bet to get this project done, because it hammers. It goes so like something like this probably be like your best bet. And then once you get your impact drill, you're gonna need a basic set of bits, but not this one. You're not gonna want that one. You're gonna want one of these ones on the wall. You're gonna want to grab one of these kits that has like the drill bits and everything in it. So like I like DeWalt stuff, but you don't have to get like a DeWalt anything. So like this Craftsman one, so see how it has like the bits and the different heads and stuff, but see these are the bits you're gonna need for your impact drill. Now the thing you have to pay attention to is, if you look closely at these drill bits, see how they're all straight? These are for drills. So you don't want to get this type of a kit. You want to get a kit that has the hex bit on the end. See, this is like a hex bit. So this kit from DeWalt, it's expensive, but you can see that those have the hex bits on them. So that would go inside of your impact drill. So those go in your impact drill. The reason that you want to get these hex bits, so see, instead of getting the whole kit, you could just get these cheaper ones. See, impact ready. These can go in your impact, and you see right here the size, it tells you what these sizes are. So right here, this is 1/4. So this would go into, where's the impact drill? Oh, they're back over here. So you don't want to get this impact drill, because this is 1.5. You want to get this impact drill because it's 1/4. So this is like from DeWalt, but these are expensive. I think the cheapest company is between Cobalt and Craftsman. It's just like whoever has it the cheapest. So like, see this 1/4. It doesn't say, but it looks like it's a 1/4 in. Anyway, so yeah, boom, get yourself an impact drill, get the bits to do the drilling. The drill bits and impact drills have different types of heads. So see, all of these would go into your impact drills, right? But when you get to the bits, these are made especially for impact drills, because impact drills, they add a lot of stress, because they like, and when they're turning, a drill just spins consistently at the same speed, but an impact drill will hammer. Like every little click, it'll hammer, and sometimes it'll snap the bits because it's so much force being applied. So these are made especially for impact drills. They twist a little bit. So see these bits up here, they all have it. They all twist a little bit. They have a little bit of give inside of it. So they're super strong, but there's a little bit of flex in them so they don't snap and break. So that's something to remember when you're buying bits for your tool. Make sure that you're buying the one, because like if you were to buy like these, see how they don't have it in it? Those are going to break. They're going to snap because there's no flex inside of them. So That's how you can determine whether or not it's for a drill, like these are for drills or screwdrivers, versus the ones that are made especially for your impact. Okay, so that's your tools. You need to drill the pilot holes into your desk with those drill bits. So, let's see if I can find some. So like, I probably would have bought a kit like this, 24 bucks. It's got all the stuff. They're made especially for the flexing, and it has the whole kit. And then it even has the hex bolts at the bottom, right? It's 35 piece for $24, right? And it's DeWalt. Like I said, I like DeWalt. So the reason you want to get these drill bits is so you don't split the wood in your desk and in the 2x4s for the legs for the desk. All right, so you would use these to drill pilot holes. So you drill holes first, and then you put your wood screws in. So let's go look at some wood screws. So we've talked about tools, and now we're gonna go into wood screws. All right, now I used these machine screws. I used machine screws because I already had them lying around. But if I'm buying it to do my desk for myself, what I'm probably gonna do is one of these wood screws right here. So you can see about $6 for 25 screws, and this is what they look like. They're long, they shouldn't rust, you should be fine with a wood screw like this. So they're long, so they'll bite down, and you shouldn't need a really large drill bit because these are smaller screws. So you basically go one step down from here when you're drilling your pilot holes. So I'd probably pick up a pack of those. So where are we at budget wise? Assuming you don't have an impact drill and you're buying an impact drill and those tools. Impact drill is $100 from DeWalt. That kit was $25. So you're at $125 on tools, $6 in screws. And then the last thing you'll need is some wood. So we're gonna go over to the wood section to see about the price of this stuff. So we are looking for 2x4s. 2x4s. They should be like $16. See, that's a 12-foot. Wait, that's, yeah, these 18. Is this like 16? Yeah. So $18. So this is like this is not a 2x4, this is a 2x6. So it's 2, 6. So yeah. I'm pretty sure I did not get this one. That is not what I used. I definitely did a 2x4. Like a 16-foot 2x4. It was like $18. Let's walk down here, see if we can see what we can see. I don't see the ones that I got. Maybe I walked past it. What an adventure. But it's definitely like a 16-foot 2x4. So yeah, this is what I got. What's the price of this? I don't see the price of the bottom one. I looked at the 2x16s, 2x6, but this is a 2x4 right here. So I got one of these. It was like, is this what this is? Like $5? 2, 5. That doesn't look right. Anyway, point is, I'm pretty sure that I got one of these 2x4s, right? And I definitely paid around $18. So what I'm doing with this is the legs, and it's the cross member in between the legs, right? So however high you want your desk to be, that's what the measurement of this should be cut to. And you should always use inches when you're talking to these guys, because they're not the brightest bunch. So let's say like you tell them you want to get 4 cuts out of this every 20, I think I told them 29 inches, right? Because I wanted the desk legs a little bit lower, because the desk table, the tabletop, has a depth to it, right? So you got to account for that. So if I did a 30-inch cut, the desk would have been higher than my desk. And I told you I wanted it a little bit lower than my desk, so it's like easier to manage stuff going to and from my desk. But you know, your measurements might be a little bit different than mine. So we're gonna say every 29 inches, so 29 inches, boom, cut, 29 inches, boom, cut, 29 inches, boom, cut. And so by the time you get all the way down, that's probably like 3 or 4 cuts, and you should be able to get 4 legs out of this one piece of wood, as well as the parts that you put in between the legs to make them sturdy. You could always step down, right? So like, see this one right here? This is see right here, it says it's a 2x4 and it's a 12-foot run. So like, you could have gone with these, right? These legs right here, and then you could get 2 of them, right? That way, like, let's say, because one of the designs that I did was I had a beam that ran from one set of the legs on one side to the other, and then that would have made the desk like super rigid, like it wouldn't have moved at all. But just putting the small blocks in the middle, also me being cheap, made it so that I really didn't need to do that. Okay, so now let's go look at the countertops, and that will conclude my Zen the Man cheap desk tutorial. So wood slabs, and every Lowe's is different, like where they put stuff at for these desk chairs. And yeah, the cutting spot, see up there says wood cutting. Yeah, you just go back there with your piece of wood and they'll cut it for you, so you don't even have to do the cutting. So right here, this is where you could start in the plywood, but these are not the desk tops that let's keep walking, because they're sitting up high. Yeah, over here, the pine wood boards. All right, so honestly, these are like the most expensive parts of the build. It's really just like your preference and you picking your countertop, right? But these are your options for the table. And I believe that I went with this 24, see it says 1 inch, so it's 1 inch thick, and it is 6 foot. So this is a 6 foot table. So let me pull it down so you can see what it looks like. So this was in my first option, right? So this is a skinny desk, like it's skinny, right? And then what I ultimately wound up going with was, I believe, this one right here. This one is, I believe, $30. See, 16, 6 foot. just so you can do the side-by-side comparison for what I was going for. So I started here. This is the original one that I had on my cart, but I put it back because I was like, you know, if I ever want to use it for something other than my switches, I'm gonna go with this. And so I cut this down to 4 foot. So this is 6 foot right now, and I had them do a smooth cut at 4 foot, which gave me my 4 foot table. But right now, as it stands, this would be a 6 foot table. So, but if I left it at the full 6 feet, I would have needed to put a bracing in the middle because I wouldn't want it to snap in half. At the 4 foot length, I'm not really worried about that. Putting a couple 100 pounds on the table is probably not gonna get it to snap in half at 4 feet. But at 6 feet, you can see how long it is. You definitely would want something in the middle. So you would want a 5th leg on this type of table. And maybe even, like I said, a run from this leg here all the way down to this 6 foot leg here to keep it from moving or being wobbly, because it'll just stabilize the legs. But you could see how that works out when you like put it together. But yeah, I did 2 pilot holes, 1, 2 screws in here, 2 pilot holes, 2 screws, and then if I had a middle leg here, 2 pilot holes, boom, leg in, 2 pilot holes, leg, and then that bar in between each of the legs, and see how stable it is like that. And then if it's still not stable, I'd connect from this middle leg, I would connect this leg to this leg in the middle, and then I'd probably do another run from this leg to this leg to like make it tighter. And I basically would be drilling into the sides of the legs. So one leg on this side, leg here, and then and to connect it to this leg, and then I drill on either side of this leg in the middle to attach to get that middle bar. But yeah, that's so budget wise so it's like what, $14 to get those 2x4, like the 2 10-foot ish 2x4s. That puts you at $14, $30 for the desk. So for about, I don't know, and $6 for some wood screws. The only thing I would have done differently, which I have the paint for, is just at my church. I left the spray paint at my church. I have not gone. I never remember to grab it, but I was going to spray paint the desk black. But right now it's untreated. It's just not sprayed. It just looks like this, but it's been working fine. So whether I spray paint it or not in the future remains to be seen. But I was just going to do a matte black Rust-Oleum spray paint. I'll show you what that looks like. Let me put these back up. Spray paint this out, and then I made little feet because I have a jigsaw. I made little feet for my desk so that it would be more stable instead of the 2x4's legs are skinny. So I basically cut little square blocks for the feet of my desk, and I added that in to my measurements. Where's the spray paint? I don't know where the paint is. Oh my goodness, this store's so big. But yeah, I added the little legs so that the table would be more sturdy. And maybe I'll upload this to YouTube with because it's like it's gonna be like a 20-ish minute long video. Maybe I'll upload it to YouTube so you can watch it and pause and play it. This is interior paint. Oh, They're doing something. But yeah, see right there? It says Finish Colors Rust-Oleum. One of those matte blacks. It's like $8. I have one of those cans just lying around. But yeah, any of those finished colors would be fine. But that's all, folks. We are done. Let's see. Anything to think about? So yeah, some finished color spray paint, Rust-Oleum, matte black to finish. Things that I'd say would be some good recommendations. Maybe some gloves. Gloves would be nice. Like work gloves when you're moving. Like when you come to Lowe's, like buy some work gloves so you don't get splinters in your hand moving the wood boards. That's like a pro tip. And yeah, that's all she wrote. And maybe some safety glasses when you're drilling in the wood screws. Did I use any of that stuff? No. But you probably should.